Did you know that Joy to the World was not written as a Christmas carol? In its original form, it had nothing to do with Christmas. It wasn't even written to be a song. This Advent theme is a literary work of Isaac Watts from his well-known hymnal of 1719, Psalms of David, imitated in the language of the New Testament. It was Isaac Watts' intent in writing this collection to give the Psalms a New Testament meaning and style. This he did in the 1719 collection by paraphrasing in Christian verse all of the 150 Psalms except for 12, which he felt were unfit for this purpose. This song was written based upon Psalms 98 in a way of praising God for protecting and restoring His chosen people. He had paraphrased the Psalms in two parts, with the second half emerging as Joy to the World. This song, written by Watts, anticipates the time when God will come again, and it indicates the second coming. Yes, as many are unaware of the fact that he had written the song admiring when God will come again and rule the world with truth and grace by removing Adam's curse, as the line goes on, far as the curse is found. Isaac Watts first titled his text The Messiah's Coming and Kingdom. As a child, Isaac Watts had displayed his literary skills and an aptitude for study. At the age of 5, he was learning Latin. At 9, Greek. At 11, French. And at 13, Hebrew. He was also a passionate student of theology and philosophy. He is also the author of several books. Watts' father was a tailor and a deacon at the Above the Bar Congregational Church, and was imprisoned several times for his religious beliefs. Isaac's mother used to carry young Isaac to visit his father in prison. While Watts was still in his teens, he became very dissatisfied with the deplorable psalm singing characteristics of this time in the churches, because during those days only psalm singing was considered ethical. Watts found the practice monotonous. To him, there was a lack of joy and emotion among the congregants as they sang. He once famously said, "To see the dull indifference, the negligent and thoughtless air that sits upon the faces of a whole assembly, while the psalm is upon their lips, might even tempt a charitable observer to suspect the fervency of their inward religion." One Sunday, after returning from a church service, he was deeply distressed with the psalm singing which was being conducted in the service. Hence he brought his concern to his father on his visit to meet him in prison, who challenged him with his words, "Well then, young man, why don't you give us something better to sing?" The 18-year-old Watts accepted his father's challenge, and the very next Sunday, he produced his first hymn, to which the congregation was very responsive. For 2 years thereafter, every Sunday he wrote a new hymn for his congregation. He published a collection of 210 of these hymns in 1707 in a book entitled Hymns and Spiritual Songs. This 1707 collection and the latest 1710 hymnal represent important monuments in the development of English hymnody. These were the first real hymnals in the English language. Watts has written over 600 hymns throughout his lifetime. That's the main reason why he is known as the father of English hymnody. The way he brought a diversion from the old metrical psalms to use of hymns written by one's thoughts and words through the Spirit of God. Coming back to the song, Joy to the World, this song was composed by George Frederick Handel. He began his music career in the Hamburg Opera Orchestra. He went to Italy, then to England. He enjoyed great success until when in 1737 he was bankrupt. It was after this that he started with church music. After all this, his greatest contribution, the Messiah, for which he is widely known, came in front of everyone on April 13, 1742. But he became blind in his later life. In 1836, Lowell Mason, an American choir director, composer, and public school educator, is thought to have rearranged a portion of Handel's Messiah to fit the words of Bach's Joy to the World. This adapted tune became known as the Antioch tune and first appeared in Lowell Mason's Modern Psalmist in 1839. Though various tunes have come up for Joy to the World, but the most widely and popularly known is Antioch. But why did this song become an Advent carol? The answer being simple, this song became an Advent favorite mostly because it was released during the Advent season. Isaac Watts. Thank you. Stay tuned. God bless.